Okay, Craig, start us off.
Me? What? Okay. Welcome, everybody, to Two Guys Talking About Lettuce, the podcast that is sweeping the nation's bathrooms.
I'm so glad because the nation's bathrooms were so filthy.
Yeah, but we grabbed some brooms and we got in the van and we drove across country sweeping all the bathrooms.
Man, I'm so proud of us. I'm Greg Benson, everyone.
Oh, hi, I'm Craig.
Oh, hi, Craig. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about you.
Yeah? From who?
From China. I'm really good friends with China Benzine. You know her?
Yeah, she's my wife.
We're super good friends. I'm sure she'd mention me.
I have no idea. Where am I? Who are you?
No,
Greg, Greg, let's end this bit.
Okay,
let's
sure.
End it.
Sure. Let's just talk like regular people.
But how do we do it, Greg? How do we do it every day? How do we? I mean, every time. We don't do this every day, but every time. How do we do it?
How do we do what? The intro?
The podcast.
Oh,
the whole thing.
Well, what we do, and listen, this is informational for anyone who wants to start their own podcast. What you do is you get a really funny friend, like Craig has gotten me, obviously, and and you just talk to them and let them be hilarious. That's all you got to do. Also, let me just say, Craig's very funny too. As far as people go.
Thanks. Oh, as far as people go.
Yeah. So I mean, if you like people,
like who? So like as compared to like a bear.
Yeah, or a cake or whatever. Like, I don't know. If someone's thinking of doing a podcast with a cake, I don't recommend it. They're not very good conversationalists, but they are delicious.
Actually, I would listen to Greg Talks with a Cake as a podcast.
Well, that's going to be the next episode. Or maybe it's going to be this episode.
Maybe it is. Greg, I was editing shorts for not the clothes, not the clothing, shorts.
I wasn't going to say that.
Okay, sure. I for this podcast, and I came across a conversation we had earlier.
Yeah.
In which you talked about how you watch reruns of your wife eating breakfast. Do you remember this?
No, please do tell.
Well, I asked you what reruns you watch, and you said, well, earlier I watched my wife eat eggs and toast, and then I watched it later on Netflix.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, it's not something I made up. That is true.
You still do that?
Yeah, it's my favorite Netflix show. That and the one where the guy just goes down in the narrowboats and just... Have you ever seen any of those narrowboat shows? There's like 17 of them.
Narrowboat shows?
Yeah. This is a phenomenon that I didn't find out about until I got a knee replacement like almost 2 years ago, and I wanted something relaxing to watch that I could just fall asleep to that I didn't care about. And there are like 150 different shows, different series. There's like 3,000 different series of guys who own narrowboats in Europe, and they just ride around in these canals and they make videos themselves. Like, there's no crew. They just set up their cameras on tripods and they just show you as they just sort of slowly glide through the canals on these narrowboats, and they cook and they explore the different towns and they talk to the camera, and it's like the most boring but kind of delightful thing ever.
Slow TV, I believe they call that.
It is the epitome of slow TV, and if anyone wants something relaxing they can just fall asleep to, look for a show called Travels by Narrowboat. I think that one was my favorite one of the 47 million different series. There really are a lot of different series of people who travel by narrowboat.
Are there any wide boat travelers?
Oh, God, Craig, please don't be silly. We're trying to have a conversation here.
Don't be silly. You really want me to not be silly?
I'd prefer it if you don't. Could you bring the microphone a little closer to your face?
Hello.
Oh, man. Now you have a presence. Listen to you.
Okay. Great.
That sounds better.
Okay. I mean, okay. Sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
how's this?
Oh, yeah.
How's this?
Oh, that's even better. The closer if you could put the microphone in your mouth, that would even make it sound better.
Oh,
God. Oh my God, that's disturbing. Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again.
Do we need to recreate the beginning of this podcast?
Yeah, just redo it all. Just on my parts are good. Just redo your parts and go.
Oh. Oh, hey, welcome to Two Guys Talking About Lettuce, Sweeping the Nation. It was bathrooms. Yes, that's true. We went in the van and we swept up the bathrooms.
I'm starting to regret asking you to do the first part again because when you try to recreate something as brilliant as what we had, it's 96% less brilliant.
Yeah, but also it's just my half of it.
Yeah, I guess that's why. It's missing the good half. By the way, speaking of me being a mean person, I was looking through some comments. I almost never look at the comments on YouTube. And someone who apparently is not very familiar with us and our relationship just made a comment like, oh, he says, I really like Craig, but the other guy's just so unnecessarily mean. Let me ask you something, Craig. Do you think I'm mean to you?
Absolutely. I cry at the end of every...
Do you really? Well, maybe you cry because you're just a little bitch. Maybe, do you ever think of that? Maybe you just a little bitch.
Greg, see, saying things like that, that's actually mean.
Oh, maybe you think it's mean because you a bitch.
Why do you change to the way that you... The inflection and the sound of your
maybe
voice?
I changed the inflection because you a bitch. Did you ever think of that?
Oh, Greg, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't care if you are mean because it's funny.
Well, we know that it's joking mean. It's not real mean. Listen, everyone who I think actually is familiar with you and me knows that I'm joking and that we love each other as friends. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this once or twice a week, recording these things together.
No, I would not show up to just be mean at.
Yeah, I don't want to be mean at anybody either.
Yeah.
I just want to have fun with you.
Yeah. But sometimes you got to be a little mean to be funny. You know?
So listen, I want to make a heartfelt apology to the little bitch who left the comment on YouTube that I'm mean. And I want to say to that little bitch that I am I'm not a mean person. And I'm so sorry that you are such a little bitch.
No, you don't have to call them that, Greg.
Well, they are. They're just being a bitch.
That's being mean, though. That's the thing. That's exactly the thing they're talking about.
You just don't understand the relationship that I have with that viewer.
I think I do. I think I've heard the whole story.
That viewer and I have a very special relationship.
I've heard the whole history of you and that viewer. I've heard it.
You don't even know that viewer's name. You just keep calling them that viewer.
You don't either. You don't.
That's beside the point. The main point I was making is that you don't know that person's name.
Yeah, but I know the history, Greg, that you have with this viewer. And
you're so good
with
history. What
I can tell you is, I'm pretty good with it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not that good, but you want to quiz me?
Yeah. What happened in 1788? Name 6 things that happened.
6 things that happened in 1788.
6 things that happened in 1788.
Okay. Well, I imagine colonialism happened in some way.
I'm not sure about that.
No?
I mean, I think you're reaching. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. But keep going. Don't look it up.
There were boats. I'm not looking it up. There were boats.
Okay, now you're being more general. That's good. That's good. Some lady bought some milk from somebody else.
That's more general. I guess that's more general than colonialism.
You should be more general.
Okay.
Like
breathing. People breathe.
Yeah. Some people walked around, and then a kid saw a dog.
Yeah.
These are all things that happened in 1788.
Yeah. I believe, was that 6th thing? Did you say to name?
I'm sorry. One more thing. A 78-year-old man failed at trying to TiVo a Seinfeld rerun.
No, that didn't happen. No,
it did because it's impossible to TiVo a Seinfeld rerun in 1788.
Oh, so a man failed to do it?
Yeah, there was one man who failed to do it.
Okay,
because
it
was
failed kind
impossible.
of implies that they tried to.
Maybe he did.
Well, if he tried to, that didn't happen. He didn't try to.
You don't know. You weren't alive in 1788. You don't know what.
I guess it's certainly possible that there was a man who made up the words TiVo and Seinfeld. And just thought, I'm going to try, and thought TiVo was a verb. I'm going to try to TiVo that.
You know, so few people actually own a TiVo anymore. I still have my TiVo because I paid for lifetime service and it's still working. So when I'm on a TV show like I was last night, I set the TiVo to record it, and then Kim and I skim through it and find my scene and watch it. Last night I was on a show called 911 Lone Star.
Yeah.
And it was the donors episode, which you can see on Hulu if anybody has Hulu. But and I'm about, if you watch it on Hulu, I'm like 32, 33 minutes into the episode. If you watch it, I will tell you, skim to my scene. Don't watch the whole episode. It is disgusting. It's all about illegal organ harvesting, and it gets graphic.
Fun.
And spoiler alert, I'm the bad doctor who's been harvesting organs.
How do you think they feel about you telling people to not watch the whole episode?
Don't watch the whole episode. It's really fucking gross. I told because my uncle always I have an uncle in Dallas, or actually in Denison, Texas. He's one of my favorite people. And he says, Greg, tell me when you're going to be on the television and I'll record it. I want to see when you're going to be on the television. So I let him know. I said, Uncle Herman, I'm going to be on the television on this date, this time.
Can you
Fox.
talk as Uncle Herman the rest of the podcast?
If you like. My Uncle Herman's hilarious because when he tells me that he saw a movie, first of all, he always calls movies shows, and he gets the names of the actors wrong. I may have said this before because it's one of my favorite things. Greg, we saw a show with Charlie Surzin. You know her? I was like, Charlie. I said, do you mean Charlize Theron? yeah, that's her. We saw a show with her. It was good. And we saw that movie with Blackjack. Do you mean Jack Black? Yeah, we saw that. I mean, and he's not even doing it on purpose. He literally just gets the names of all actors wrong. I mean, because he doesn't care. It doesn't matter to him. But it's hilarious. It's wonderful.
What would he say
and I love
instead
it.
of Wheezy Waiter? What would he say?
Greg, we watched a video on the internets starring that coughing food server. Well, something like that. You remember the food server? He has emphysema. Do you remember? He works in a restaurant and he tries to serve people and he's coughing all over their food. I guess. I don't know. Something like that.
I mean,
I love Michael
It sounds like he
Herman.
didn't watch my videos.
It sounds like he did. It sounds like he just heard about you. And he's like, I want to see the guy with emphysema who coughs on people's nachos.
Right. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should start doing that type of content.
You should. Did you ever cough on anyone's nachos before when you were serving them?
I never served nachos.
Okay. Well, whose fault is that?
The restaurant that I
okay. All right, blamer.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Craig, what is the weirdest thing that ever happened to you when you worked as a waiter?
The weirdest thing
that
had ever happened to me. Well, Greg, you're really putting me on the spot here.
Hey, listen, I can think of the weirdest thing that happened to me.
So you've told me about the weirdest thing that.
Yeah, it is weird. I guess I talked about it on the show before. Boy, once you've done over 50 episodes, you can't help but repeat. I've probably told the Uncle Herman story before.
You know, my waiting style was so quick and so like I'm gonna leave my food here. I barely ever interacted with people because I was not a good waiter.
Oh my gosh, I was a great interactor and a terrible waiter.
Okay. I mean, I guess I was a good waiter because I did bring the food on time.
I didn't.
Rarely.
I would forget to put people's orders into the system. And then like 20 minutes later, they'd call me over and go like, can you check on our food? And I'm like, oh yeah, hang on. I'll go check on it. And then I'll realize I didn't put their order in. Mm-hmm. And then I'll go put the order in. And then I'll go back and they'll go, and I'll say like, it's almost ready to be out in just a minute, which was a lie. And they would go, you forgot to put our order in, didn't you? And I would go, no.
Greg, I wish I was as comfortably irresponsible as you are. I wish I could do that.
I was a terrible waiter. I was awful.
Did you care?
I was the worst waiter. Didn't care at all. Didn't care at all.
See, I would be guilt stricken if I screwed up someone's order.
Didn't care in the least.
Yeah, I wish I was as comfortably irresponsible and selfish as you. See, look, I can be mean too. Look at that.
Oh my God, look at you go.
Yeah.
But here's the secret. Listen, here's a secret. If there are any waiters listening to this show, if you ever are waiting on a customer and they are rude to you, here's what you do. You go back into the kitchen when you get their food, and before you bring it out to them, don't spit in their food because that's something that people would expect. You fill the plate full of used hypodermic needles, and then you bring it out. and you give it to them and you go, here's your food with hypodermic needles in it, you motherfucker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Greg,
that'll show them.
That might get you arrested. But
really?
It'll definitely get you fired.
I beg to differ. I did that for months working at one restaurant, and I got a raise.
What restaurant was this? Applebee's?
Applebee's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Applebee's encourages that sort of behavior.
Yeah. Oh, is that why I always got plates of hypodermic needles at Applebee's?
Microwaved plates of hypodermic needles.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because then the plastic's a little softer.
Yeah, absolutely. I love when they get that plastic nice and soft. There's nothing like microwaving plastic. You know you're not supposed to microwave plastic. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah, apparently it's not good. Apparently it sloughs off into your food. Slough.
Greg, the way you said that felt like you sloughed onto me. That's what the way you say that. Oh my God.
You like that?
Oh my God. Oh, I didn't know words could have such an effect on me.
Oh, wow. Listen, and this podcast is nothing but words. Speaking of words, I have prepared, because people love when we do lettuce-related content, so I have prepared a lettuce quiz for you. I want to quiz your knowledge on lettuce. Now, when you were my guest just a week ago on not Two Guys Talking About Lettuce, you're always my guest on this show. But,
no, we're co-hosts.
Yeah, I know, but I'm the host and you're my guest. I know. We can agree on that.
No.
So when
equal partnership hosting.
Sure. Hey, whatever makes you happy. If that makes you feel better, you can go ahead and think that.
I mean, I feel the same because that's just how it has always been. Yeah.
Okay, so when you were my guest on Bad Movies Live, which is on twitch.tv/mediocre films. Every Friday and Sunday night.
Oh my God. Okay.
On Twitch.
Yeah.
Best live stream ever.
How much money are we getting for that advertisement?
If you don't believe me, ask Husky Highlander. Husky Highlander found that show through this podcast, me talking about it. Now Husky Highlander is a regular viewer on Twitch. And let me tell you something. If you guys became regular viewers on Twitch, you might get a shout out too. But nope, only Husky Highlander. Nobody else.
Wow. How
no
much
one
money
else has started
do
watching.
I get for this advertisement?
I'm gonna Venmo you 11 cents.
Okay, sounds worth it.
Yeah, I'm going to Venmo you right.
That's about right for our audience size.
Yeah, I'm going to Venmo you 11 cents right now. Hang on.
All right.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay,
I just clicked send. I just did it.
Greg, you just held your hand in the air you were holding nothing and you
you couldn't see that. I had my phone in my hand.
No, Greg, if you were going to pretend, you should leave your hands off camera below your desk, maybe.
Well, then here, I'll do it again.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. No, you brought your hand back into frame, but also I just know what you're doing now. So
what?
You can't do it again.
It's so weird. Hang on a second. Let me just put a little of this. Hang on. My lips are dry. Hang on.
Oh, what's happening? Why are you pretending to put lip balm on? Why are you pretending to?
I'm not. Give me a second. I got to drink some water.
Why are you pretending to do things?
What, Craig?
Wait.
Craig, I don't know what
lying.
This is all about, but I'm just trying to have a podcast episode with you, and I don't know what you're doing.
You're unnecessarily lying, Greg. Why are you?
I'm not. Ask my friend China. My friend China will tell you I don't lie about things.
You mean my wife? My wife.
There you go. All right. So lettuce quiz for you. Now I have prepared. Not one, not three, but two lettuce-related questions.
Hey, that was disappointing. Yeah.
Just for you. This is a two-question lettuce quiz. Let's see how well you do. Question number one.
Okay.
True or false? Lettuce is a member of the sunflower family.
True.
Okay, well, that might be true or false. I don't know the answer.
Oh, Greg, you have to look up the answer.
Oh, well, I mean, I did, but I prepared this a week ago, and honestly, I forgot. I feel like you have a 50-50 chance either way.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
So I'm going to give you 50 points out of 100 for that.
No, I mean, no, that's not how that works. Also, why did you not write down the answer? You looked it up.
I wrote down the question. Isn't that good enough for you? Nothing is ever good enough for you.
Lots of things are good enough for me. Complete things that are done. Yeah.
All right.
Question and an answer.
All right. 50 points out of 100. We can agree on that. Question number 2 out of 2.
No, I didn't agree.
Question
Yeah.
number 2. Vin
Yeah.
Diesel's real name is Mark Sinclair.
True. That's not lettuce related.
It's also
at
not
all.
a true. I didn't say true or false. I'm just. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to phrase it as a question.
Oh,
Vin Diesel's real name is Mark Sinclair.
true.
I think it's. I don't know if. Again, I don't know if you would answer a question by just saying true, because I didn't say true or false.
Yeah. Yes. Then how about
Yeah,
yes?
I think okay would be the more appropriate
Okay
answer.
is not. That's not really an
No,
answer.
let's try it. I'm going to ask the question
Okay,
and you
all
answer it. Okay.
All right.
Like you don't really care.
Like
but
if I
you're-
was on
you're agreeing.
Jeopardy and I got a question and I buzzed in and I go, okay, like that.
Yeah.
That would be
Well, on
that'd be enough.
Jeopardy you'd say what is okay.
What is okay?
I
Yeah,
don't
okay,
really
good.
understand why Jeopardy, like when they say phrase it as a question and everyone just adds the word what is, because it often doesn't make sense. Like if you're answering, if your answer is like, if the answer is Vin Diesel, you wouldn't say what is Vin Diesel, you'd say who is Vin Diesel. But they always just say what is, and that's
No,
ridiculous.
they say who. They say who.
Well, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't. That's
Yeah,
true.
and then they still get credit for it. Okay, so let's try the thing where I ask the question and you just say, okay, here we go.
All right.
Vin Diesel's real name is Mark Sinclair?
I don't give a shit.
That also works.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but thanks for not playing along.
Yeah. I mean, who? Who are you talking to? Me?
You didn't play along. I thought I gave you a line and then you improvised a much longer line, which is fine. Look, I did the same thing when I worked on Mayans MC, which is going to air, I believe, in early July. That's my next thing that airs. I didn't have any lines in the script, improvised several lines on the set, and I think that they made it into the show.
Oh, nice. That's how you do it. You got to force yourself into a job.
I still had to audition for it. It was a role. It's a principal role, but it didn't have any lines in the script. But they said you can improvise a line if you like. So I improvised like 2 or 3 lines in the audition, got the job, and then when I showed up at the set, I didn't even ask the director, should I improvise the same line? I just went ahead and just did it. I figured they'll stop me if they don't like it.
Yeah.
And they didn't
So
stop
then
me.
and if they use the lines, they're going to be like, huh, turns out we don't need writers.
Whoa, God, don't say that, especially right now in the middle of the writer's strike.
I know,
Writer's strike started
what I'm talking
yesterday.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, we're recording this on Wednesday, May 3rd, and the WGA writers' strike started yesterday. And it's not a good time for writers, actors, directors, really anybody working in the business, because production just after this week is pretty much just going to shut down. All your favorite shows, production is going to shut down. Some shows are going to be canceled. Things are going to be delayed. They're going to go off the air. I hope it doesn't last as long as the last strike, because the last strike, which was about 15 years ago, went for 100 days.
Did it really?
Yeah. Over 3 months without work, which is a real bummer
Jeez.
because I've been on a roll and I want to keep booking TV shows and stuff, but they ain't going to be none TV shows for a while.
See, that's why we need writers, because otherwise people will say things like they ain't going to be none. You know?
Yeah, that's right. A writer would have written that more correctly.
Yeah.
Unless they were writing it in Esperanto.
That's true.
Because in
No.
Esperanto, you say, they ain't going to be none.
That's what you say in Esperanto?
Well,
I think Esperanto is just an entirely different language.
Nope.
Isn't it?
Esperanto, you just say things incorrectly.
Okay.
That's what Esperanto is. A lot of people don't know that about Esperanto, but it's true.
I think probably because that's not true. That's why a lot of people don't know that.
Well, let me ask you a question. What's your favorite movie death? We'll get back to the answer right after we take this short break for our special Patreon-only bonus section starting now.
This portion of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce has been edited out for your listening inconvenience. If you wish to hear the complete, unedited version with the bonus talking, be sure to visit patreon.com/2guystalkingaboutlettuce. And now, back to the edited, not as good version of the podcast.
And that's the end of the Patreon-only bonus section. We hope that you enjoyed it. And now we're looking forward to Craig's answer to his favorite movie death of all time. Go, Craig.
Drew Barrymore, Scream.
from E.T.?
Scream.
She screams in E.T. and dies? I don't remember her dying in the movie E.T.
No. She didn't die in E.T.
You know what I think is sick is when people go like, "Oh, Drew Barrymore, oh, she's so sexy." And I'm like, "I just watched E.T. and no, she's not. She's a child. You idiot." Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
that's
Greg,
that's sick. To say that Drew Barrymore is sexy, she's a child.
It would have been in 1977 or whenever that movie came out.
1967.
No, that's
E.T.
too
came
early.
out in 1967.
No, it didn't.
Pretty sure it did.
What a weird thing to argue about.
Summer of Love came out in the Summer of Love, 1967.
Okay.
It's a famous
what a
60s
weird thing
movie.
to intentionally get wrong.
I believe E.T. was 1984. I believe it was.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
But anyway.
Hang on a second. What year was E.T.?
Oh, wait, actually. Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking of Close Encounters.
Oh, E.T. was 1982. I was close. 1982.
Yeah.
1982.
Okay, so in 1982, yes, that would have been a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
That would have been a very weird thing to say. But
Yeah.
you know what, Greg? That movie still exists. It's a recording of Drew Barrymore. She's an adult now. She's a full-blown adult.
How do you know? Have you seen her in person?
I've seen her on television.
Okay. All right. Well, obviously, they say that TV adds 30 years.
Do they?
I think that's what they say. Yeah, people look older on
Really?
TV. TV adds 30 years is the old
So
expression.
every 30-year-old I see on TV is 0 years old?
That's correct. They're a
Wow.
newborn baby. Every time you see what you think is a 30-year-old on TV, you're just looking at a newborn baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's that incredible acting. Incredible.
People think acting's easy. It ain't the easiest thing. And
Well, it sounds like it is. It sounds
neither
like
be
babies
talking.
can do it.
Well, no, I mean, no,
Babies.
babies are very talented. Sometimes you have babies who are talented at acting, and they're the ones who get famous.
Oh.
If you watch like a high school, like High School Musical, I think is what the name of the movie is. If you watch that, and all those kids are like 16, 17, they're really like negative 14.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How does that work? That's impossible.
No,
That
it's
doesn't
not.
work.
No, it's totally possible because there's proof of it right there on the screen. You're looking at actors who are negative 14, negative 13 years old.
Okay, what you're saying is entirely bullshit. But how do you explain this?
Yeah.
I see you on TV.
Yeah.
And then I see you in person.
Yeah.
You don't look 30 years younger when I see you in person.
Okay, well, maybe I made the whole thing up. Okay.
Oh,
but now,
okay,
but now you're going to make a big deal over that?
No, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I know you're making it up, and let's move on.
Okay,
That's what
all right,
yeah.
all right. I think that's fair.
Yeah, do we have a sponsor for this episode?
Yeah, go right ahead. Let's hear it.
I asked you. Do we have a sponsor?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear the sponsorship. Go right ahead. I know.
Thank you to Canon Cameras for sponsoring this episode of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce.
Wow.
Canon, shoot video at things or die.
That sounded real. Those sounded like real Canon camera talking points.
Yeah, well, it's real. We got a lot of money for it.
Do you remember? How much did we get for that?
$250 million.
Jeez, that is a lot of payola, as they say.
Yeah.
Is that what they say? Payola? That's a different thing,
No.
isn't it?
Payola is it's like paying to have your music play on the radio. Or
That's
something
exactly
like
what it is then.
that. Yeah.
Congratulations on getting your song played on the radio.
No, that's not what this was. This was an advertisement.
Oh, I thought you had a song played on the radio.
No. Canon paid us $250 million for that sponsorship.
Can I just say, no, they didn't?
You can say that. You can say that.
All right.
Yeah.
I would have to say that my favorite movie death is probably...
Okay, Greg. Okay.
No.
Greg.
No, I know. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Greg.
My favorite movie death...
And I'm not even sure that was my favorite. It's just the first one that came to mind was
I
Drew
know.
Barrymore.
I know.
What?
Henchman number 7 in Live and Let Die. James
Okay.
Bond he kills like four guys at once. And but henchman number 7, he just sort of like falls backwards.
Yeah.
And he's dead. That's my favorite.
Why?
It's memorable, just so memorable.
Why is it? I Live and Let Die. You say?
Yeah, or any of those James Bond movies.
No, Greg. It can't be any of those James Bond movies. It's one death from one.
Are you telling me that James Bond didn't kill at least 7 people in every James Bond movie?
No, but that's a different death in a different movie. We're talking about one death.
But it's always henchman number 7 that's my favorite.
So it's always the person who plays henchman number 7.
Yes, it's always the person who plays henchman number 7 that's my favorite, because 7 is a lucky number and everybody knows it.
I bet if I looked up the cast of any James Bond movie, it's unlikely that I would find the character henchman number 7.
Well, no, because they're not called that. They'd have like a name like Simon or Billy.
Well, then how do you know it's henchman number 7? Okay. Trander, yeah.
Tranderb.
Tranderb, yes.
Yeah.
Well, how would you know it's henchman number 7 then if they have a name?
You have to count. As you watch the movie, you have to count. Okay, that's 2 henchmen he got there. Oh, he just got 3 more, so that's 5. And then he got that one. And there's henchman number 7. Oh, he just fell off a boat. He fell off a boat and drowned.
Order of appearance? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, order of appearance. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, he killed because one thing about James Bond, I'm sure everybody notices, he always kills the henchmen in order.
Wait, we're talking about no, I'm saying order of appearance. When a henchman appears on screen, that's henchman 1. And then the next one appears, that's henchman 2.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about the order that he kills them.
No. He kills them in the order that they appear when they get shot he kills them in order.
Okay. So you see them, and they show up in an order, and then he kills them in that order? Yeah. Is that what you're saying? You're not even saying that, are you? You don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying that. You don't watch a lot of James Bond movies, do you?
I do. I've seen many James Bond
Have you seen
movies.
all of them though?
There may be a few I haven't seen.
I've seen all of them, and let me tell you something. A lot of them are excellent, and some of them are downright terrible.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. Downright terrible.
I've seen almost all. I can't think of one I haven't seen, but I did stop watching Quantum of Solace. I stopped that one.
I mean, I like Quantum of Solace, but I like all the ones with what's his name, the latest
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, that's the guy, Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
I like all the ones, except they're a little heavy on the torture. I'm not crazy about torture scenes, and Daniel Craig gets tortured a lot as James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the other James Bonds sometimes they'll get like tied to a chair, and there's a saw that's slowly moving toward their head. And then they have to escape. They're not being tortured. Like Daniel Craig would just they'd just torture the hell out of him. I think because Daniel Craig insisted on that in his contract.
Oh, he did? He's like, please torture me?
He's like, I love torture. Please torture me in every movie.
So
I insist. My name is Daniel Craig. I talk like this.
Wait, JFK is Daniel Craig?
I'm JFK and Daniel Craig. Okay. No, they're different. They're 2 different guys.
Now it's someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, they're 2 different guys.
I like torture.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Torture. The Daniel Craig James Bonds are darker and grittier, but Quantum of Solace, I couldn't.
Why is that? What was it about Quantum of Solace that you did not care for?
The editing of the action sequences. It was so quick. And it bored me.
Interesting.
It didn't allow time for anything to breathe. It was just like boom, 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 boom.
Okay, I'll buy that. Listen, it's been I hadn't seen that movie since it came out, and I think it came out like in 1982, the same year as E.T. So I haven't seen. No, it
came out like in 2000 aughts or teens.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know that's what I said.
Yeah,
but But I haven't seen it since then, so I don't really remember. All I know is I like Daniel Craig as James Bond. I'm sorry, as Bond, James Bond, because that's his full name.
His full name is just James Bond.
I think every time he says it's Bond, James Bond. So I'm pretty sure that's his name.
No, it's just James Bond, and I don't know if it's every time he says it. And other people just say James Bond, or they just say Bond.
Or they say 007.
Or they say 007. He's got a lot of names, I guess.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. Maybe the movies would do better if he just had one name.
Do you think 007 ever worked with number 6, Patrick McGoohan from The Prisoner?
No, because it's a completely different property.
But I mean, they're like right next to each other. Number 6 and 007.
Yeah.
6 and 7.
Prisoner
right
is a TV show.
Yep.
And it's a completely different thing.
When are they going to make more of those, by the way? They stopped a long time ago, and I'm just waiting for like the new episodes.
Of The Prisoner?
Yeah, when are they going to do that?
It was basically a very contained miniseries, I think.
Yeah?
Wasn't it? And it had a conclusion, like a pretty solid conclusion.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I love The Prisoner. The last episode, not quite so much, but I do love that show. Have you ever seen it?
I've seen parts of it, not seen it all.
I loved it.
I'm sorry. You look so disappointed when I said that.
Yeah. I mean, look, Craig, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Okay, all right. Wow, wow. It's like the shows you've seen shouldn't be such a deep reflection on your character.
Yeah, they shouldn't be, but they are.
Okay, all right.
Hey guys, we have great news. This summer, and I'm not going to say the dates because it's going to be a surprise. Craig and China, and I believe they're going to bring their daughter. They are coming to visit me and Kim and Charlie here in Los Angeles. We're going to hang out. We're going to have some fun. We're going to record.
Dates are set.
We're going to record podcasts in person.
I thought you were going to say we were going to sit down and watch The Prisoner.
We could do that too.
Okay.
There's plenty of time. You're going to be here for like a month and a half. There's going to be plenty of time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean,
China
it sounds like a lot of fun, but I feel like you're probably going to want your house back at some point.
It is a little. I mean, honestly, it's a little bit too long. But listen, you guys are great friends, and so you can come and stay in the house. It'll be a lot of fun.
Okay, good to know that you would think it's too long though. Like, what would be the cutoff? What was the longest that you think it would be acceptable?
Maybe 10 years. I think 10 years is probably.
Oh my God!
I think once you hit the 10-year mark, it's like, gosh, are they ever going to leave?
So 9 years would be fine. 9 years would be like, oh, they're still visiting. Hey,
yeah, hey, let's go get some burgers. We need a lot of burgers probably in 9 years.
9 years, and it's gonna be like we're gonna go to the pool every day. You're gonna show us the sights.
Yeah, I'll show you some sites. Absolutely, sites are great.
And
after 9 years, you've pretty much seen all the sites.
No, you're still gonna be showing. You're gonna have to keep giving us tours.
Here's the thing about LA. LA is so huge, and there are so many different parts of LA. I could still do like day trips with my family within LA proper, and we'd still see areas and explore areas and go have fun and go to shops and restaurants and things that we never even knew existed. There'd be little museums we haven't seen. After I've lived out here since 1991, and there's still so many places I haven't seen.
Yeah, we'll get on that, Greg. Get going.
Next thing, I want to take my family to go and see the Venice canals. Did you know that Venice, California, has canals just like Venice, Italy? Did you know that?
Yes,
it does.
I've been to Venice. I feel like you've seen the Venice canals.
You didn't know that, did you?
Yes.
I've seen them, but Kim and Charlie have never seen them.
Kim and Charlie have never seen the Venice.
They've never
canal.
seen them, so I
believe Charlie possibly hasn't.
Kim's also never seen them.
That seems very unlikely.
A lot of people who live in LA have never gone over to the Venice Canal. A lot of people don't even know that they exist. Because they're sort of hidden away. Well, yeah, especially if you don't live anywhere near Venice and you don't go over there very often. People who don't live near Venice just think of it as a really kind of skeezy beach area. Skeezy meaning it's full of unsavory characters.
It's full of people skiing.
Lots of skiing. People are just skiing, and which is weird, but they do it. A lot of people selling things and doing bad caricatures of you for $20. I'll draw your face.
Yeah,
a lot of people lifting weights. A lot of gang activity over there. There's a lot of stuff that's like I've shot prank videos over in Venice, and after shooting there a couple times, there's always a weird vibe, and people things get a little scary. And whenever I'm done shooting there, I was like, I don't want to come here and shoot here again.
Yeah. Well, I've been to Venice Beach. I've been to I've seen the canals. I'm practically an LAan. Is that what you call yourself?
That's what you call them, LAans.
LAans?
Yeah. Well, good on you. Did you enjoy yourself at the Venice canals? They're very pretty.
Yeah, they look cool. I like them.
You can actually take a gondola ride down there. They will give gondola rides on weekends.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you can just get on a gondola and a gondolier will just do like this. You see everybody listening to the podcast. Can you see what I'm doing with my arms here?
Just say, you get on a gondola and you go like this. That's what you say.
They go like this with their arms, but they're holding a big stick in their arms.
Yeah.
See, I bet people know exactly what movement I was just doing.
You think?
Whether they could see
Leave
it or
a
not,
comment describing the movement that you think Greg was doing.
Yeah, leave a comment on YouTube.
And leave a comment describing the movement you think I'm doing right now on YouTube.
I'll give you a hint. Do 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 do.
Yep. I mean, on YouTube, you can see it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's a good point for both of us.
Yeah.
We really messed that one up.
There's not a good place to comment on a podcast. Really.
Well, people can just email us.
They can't. Why is podcasting set up like that? Why can't it be set up?
I guess podcasting is not supposed to be interactive. It's just supposed to be active.
Is that true, or is it just? See, my theory is it's iTunes is the problem. Apple caused this problem.
Yeah,
Apple kind of invented the system for podcasting. They did it first.
So, I feel like if Spotify or one of these other podcasting places where you can get your podcast, if they really want to have an edge over everybody else, they should open up a comment system where people can comment and interact on the episodes themselves.
Yes. Or maybe they already have that. I don't know.
It's weird that we have a podcast and we don't know the answers to these things.
We're not very successful podcast. And it's probably for that reason.
Wait a minute, wait. Not very successful. You told me that we made like $19 from Spotify so far.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm so excited. And we're going to split that, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
But that's not successful, Greg. That's not very much.
What? It's successful to someone who doesn't have $19.
That's true.
Think about it. We're only splitting that two ways. What is that each? Like $30 each? What is that?
No.
You do the math. I don't have time.
30 is more than 19. If you split it, why would it be
40.
more?
What is it, 40 each?
No, 40 is more than 30. Greg, I feel like we need to go back to much more basic than talking about splitting 19. I think we need to we need to describe what numbers are.
Okay, all right, fine. So what is it, L?
Yeah.
G.
No, number.
Is it G?
There are 9 digits, and 0. So it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the order.
That's what we each get. We get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I'm just explaining numbers to you now.
Okay. Go on. This is most fascinating.
And then after 9, it goes to 10, which is 1 and 0, and then 11, which is 1 and 1.
Oh my God, you know 12, all the numbers.
1 and 2.
And is that the last number? Is that where it stops?
12?
Yeah,
yes,
that's
where it stops.
That's where it stops. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So half of 19 is what was 12. I right before? Is it G?
12.
12.
It's 12.
12. We get $12 each.
We each get $12.
Hey, listen. In Los Angeles, that'll buy you most of a hamburger. No, nay, cheeseburger.
Wow. Most of a cheeseburger.
Yeah. I mean, unless you go to if you go to Morton's Steakhouse, their cheeseburger's $25.
Prices, Greg.
Do you know how
25? That's more than 12.
Do you know? You're right. Do you know how I know that Morton's has a $25 cheeseburger?
Because you went there?
Every year I go there for my birthday because I joined their little Morton's club. You have to pay like $25 to join their Morton's club, and then you immediately get a $25 credit. So the first one you pay for yourself, but then every birthday they give you another $25 credit. So every January when I get the credit, I just go over there and I get a burger and I eat it. And let me tell you something, that burger, that $25 burger is an insanely good burger.
Oh, it is.
It is so good. And I just go and I eat a free burger every year. By myself to celebrate, not on my birthday, but in that month.
Too?
Just whenever I'm just like, I'm going to be in the neighborhood of a Morton's, I'll go stop by there for lunch and I'll go get a burger. And they are so delicious.
Well,
I purposely joined it so that because look, Morton's is very expensive and their steaks, honestly, I find very disappointing. I don't think they have good steaks and they're super expensive. If you guys want to go and spend $60 on a disappointing steak, have at it. Go to Morton's. But me, I get the free birthday burger every year. And I always just sort of laugh to myself like, ha ha, I got you, Morton's. I got you $25 a year free burger from me.
Yeah, but now you've advertised their burger on this podcast.
Well, their burger really is excellent.
They got you.
Their steaks, not good. Burger, excellent.
Okay. Well, so we're going to go to Morton's when I'm there?
Well, only if you visit in January.
Okay. Well, I'll come back. I'll come back January.
You'll have to come back in January. Actually, there is another place that makes a $20 plus burger that's in the Valley. It's called it's something barbecue. It's on Ventura Boulevard. Their burger is just unreal. It's got onion rings on it and this great sauce, and it's like grass-fed beef, and it's just this insanely good burger, and it's like $22 or something. And Boneyard Bistro. It's called Boneyard Bistro.
All right. Thank you for listening to Local LA Restaurants.
Yeah.
The podcast.
I'm sure you guys are really... Listen, this information is just for people who are visiting LA and they're like, where am I going to get one of the best burgers in LA? Oh, I guess I'll go to Boneyard Bistro on Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks. Honestly, that burger is out freaking standing.
Well, good, Greg. Good. I'm trying to think of a good burger around here. We have a Culvers.
Culvers always counts as a great burger.
Street. Yeah.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Ugh. You know what's really sad is, look, I have a 7-year-old and he does not yet know what is good food and what is bad food. So he thinks McDonald's is good food. We all know, of course, it's not.
Ada.
Yeah.
So does Ada.
I think because kids love McDonald's because it's basically made for kids. It is horrible, though. I would venture to say that it's not even really food. It doesn't even taste like meat. It tastes like soy products or something. Yeah,
the burger... Fries, I like the fries.
The fries are okay, but honestly, they used to be much better.
It depends.
Frankly, if you're going to go to a fast food place, if you're going to go to a fast food place and get fries, the Burger King fries are much better. They are.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Burger King fries are just better.
Culver's fries are the best. Actually.
Culver's fries are fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
they're like crinkle cut. I would call them bowling alley fries. That's what they are.
Yeah, bowling alley fries are good. Listen, I would go to Culver's with you anytime in Madison, but you have never invited me and my wife and my son to come and stay with you, or we would have stayed with you. Instead, you always come out and stay with us.
I think we have invited you.
I really hope that you invite us one of these days because we.
But you said you'd come with me to Culver's anytime.
Yeah.
So let's go today.
Well, I have to be invited first.
Okay, I invite you.
Okay. Boy, this is going to be expensive to get a last-minute flight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Charlie's going to be so sad because I'm supposed to pick him up from school today, and he's just going to be waiting there forever.
Yeah.
He'll just be waiting for days.
Can Kim go pick him up?
No, she's busy.
She's just busy forever?
No, she's busy today.
Oh.
She's got stuff.
Well, so he's got a day. He'll have a day to himself.
Yeah, listen, all kids need some time to themselves, don't they?
They do. Yeah.
Is Ada at the point now where she likes having time to herself?
Not really.
Oh,
no, she tends to want to people around, especially mom. Mom.
That's too bad because I know you guys are coming to visit, and we were really hoping that she would just be off on her own most of the time.
Yeah, or stay back.
Stay back or whatever, or maybe like get her own hotel room or whatever. Hang out.
Yeah. Actually, last time we visited, she did seem to like being by herself. She would go and play with Charlie's toys by herself.
That's true. He does have a lot of toys. We'll make sure not to get rid of any of the younger. How old is Ada now?
She's 5.
Whoa, that is so old.
It's pretty old. There's a siren going off.
Well, that means that the episode is over. Thank you very much for listening to two guys talking about lettuce. That's just what the siren means, folks.
The episode's over, and I'm going to head to the shelter. So,
thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks for listening, folks.
Wait. This Batman? Is this Batman?
Might be.
I'm talking about